Okay, here I am at Feldman's on Pecan Street with Angela, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, well, if you want to know about red wine and the grapes involved in red wine, a lot of the grapes, the big grapes that we hear about, like Cabernet Merlot, Malbec,
Red and white and everything.
okay.
Yeah.
They and also Chardonnay, that's a white wine.
Yeah.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
These grapes all originated in France, and then they sort of made their way all over the world.
Okay.
So when the grapes are made into wine in these countries like France, Italy, Spain, then that's the old world. And then when they go to Australia, Chile, Argentina, America, that's the new world.
Okay.
So in the grapes, wherever they are, they have a different flavor. They have a different color sometimes. They have definitely all kinds of different aromas, different things come out. So red wines mainly are the ones that get put into the oak. Not very many white wines get put into the oak.
Okay.
Chardonnays can be oaked.
Chardonnays can be oaked, okay.
Sometimes Sauvignon Blancs are oaked, but not very often. Mainly red wines can be put into an oak barrel. In Spain, they have the different words crianza for a 2 years in oak or 2 years aged. For a Reserva, it's more. For a Grand Reserva, it's more.
Okay.
5 years, something like that, is aged, and then part of that is oaked. So it's up to the winemaker if they want to put the wine in the oak. If they don't want to put the wine in the oak, what happens is hold on, Bruce, I have it here. Sorry, I was gonna tell you, but it took. So what happens when they put it in the oak is that it's good for the wine because it makes it last longer, lasts for many, many years. It gives it tastes like vanilla, like toast, like baking spices, all kinds of spices, stuff like that. And it might have a little bit more of a bitterness to it.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So it's great. That's a lot of people like that flavor. Not everybody, but a lot.
Not everybody.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting actually. The reason it tastes like vanilla is like there's a molecule called a vanillin. That is the actual same exact compound that you find in the orchid, the vanilla orchid, which is where we get our vanilla. That exact same thing is found in oak. The exact same thing. So you are really tasting vanilla, just in its different form. Okay. So then there are two kinds. The main two kinds of oak are the French oak and the American oak. If something's been aged in American oak, it should say it on the label most of the time. You're going to taste more of the oak because American oak has whiter grains, And of course, you see it in bourbon, you see it in other kinds of things. Mainly bourbon, use American oak. You're really tasting that American oak. When they use French barrels, you're going to taste the oak, but not as much. Not as much because the grains are so much tighter. So American oak is very valuable. They ship it to Italy, they ship it to Spain, they use it all over the world. They use French barrels here, American barrels. Barrels get shipped everywhere because the winemaker will decide what kind of an oak barrel he wants to use, American or French.
Okay, that's very nice. About the, I don't know, like I told you, I don't know anything about wines, but which would be like the wine that you would recommend me? Like for example, if I ate duck or pork, or the dry wines or the sweet wines, or
you can have with pork. You can do maybe a Gewürztraminer or something like that, which is a sweeter white grape. But for the most part, when you're eating meat, you're going to drink a red wine, a dry red wine. So something like Carmenere is really nice with pork. And it also depends on how you cook it. It depends on the sauce. If you're using a heavy sauce or like a tomato-based sauce, you're going to need a wine that balances that out. You're going to need a wine that balances out the food. So really like smoky meats, heavy, big steaks, stuff like that you put maybe like a brisket on the grill. You're going to use something like a Cabernet, a Malbec. Malbec is really popular in Argentina where they do the famous, Argentina barbecue stuff.
I kind of remember that name, the Malbec, but I don't know which is.
Malbec is it's the grape of Argentina. It's from France, but it does awesome in Argentina. And they eat it, it's just meant to be eaten with the smoky meat, this kind of barbecue. And it's a nice heavy grape, not too bitter, not too acidic, but nice and strong. Nice and strong, velvety, some fruit, some plums, all kinds of nice flavors in there. You can taste the oak too. Let's see, white wines like Pinot Grigio, Verdejo, Chardonnay's a little different. Sauvignon Blancs, a lot of times they go well with seafood.
With the
Go
seafood,
well with
okay.
salads. Seafood and white wine pair really well. And you actually can have a Pinot Noir, which is a red wine, but it's a really light red wine. That goes well with, it can go well with salmon. It also goes well with white meats like chicken.
Like chicken, okay.
Like chicken, turkey. It's good for Thanksgiving because it goes well with like the Thanksgiving food, sweet potatoes, turkey, stuff like that. It's Pinot Noir. Really, really light red wine. Let's see, for like a cheeseburger, you could drink Merlot. They go really kind of laid back.
Merlot? Oh,
yeah. Merlot and cheeseburgers, that's good. If you're eating greasy food, like really greasy or fatty, you want maybe a little more acid because the acid can cut the grease.
Oh, acid cut the grease. Okay.
Yeah, and so, and really like, it's also up to you, like different people like different things. So, duck, I think duck is a little bit of a heavier poultry. I think you could do a...
Yeah, like which wine will go with the duck?
With the duck, let me think here. See, I would still go with like a Carmenere or something like that. Because duck is a little heavier than
it's a little heavier. I mean
chicken,
the meat,
dark meat.
Yes, it's dark meat.
So it
and
almost
strong.
tastes sometimes like roast beef, like almost, but not as heavy. So like you wouldn't. I think I would do like a Merlot or a Carmenere, or something like that. Yeah. And then some wines are just better by themselves.
Okay.
Like for me, like especially when I drink Bordeaux, I have to eat with it because it's such a big flavor and very earthy and very salty and very acidic. If I don't eat with it, I don't enjoy it. I have to eat some cheese or eat some, mainly cheese or like meats like salty meats.
Salty meats, okay.
It really, the cheese and the meat, especially salty meat, it's like it overpowers it a little bit, so it brings the harshness down. It softens it out. Yeah, and then I enjoy it a lot. But by itself, I go.
I enjoy cheeses a lot too. But with the wines, like these are the merlots. This type?
This one. This is a different kind of thing.
A different kind. Okay.
It's kind of more like sangria because they put a bunch of other things in it. They put a bunch of juice and a bunch of other things.
And the price $7. Okay.
This is a Merlot. Actually, I don't mind Mexico wine. It's pretty good. These are table wines. So
table wines.
They're lower.
Okay.
They're more commercial. They're commercial wines.
Everyday value wines. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
and then of course like we have the
which
different regions. These are.
How are catalog the wines here? Okay.
Texas. This is Texas wines.
Okay.
And something like, let me see. In Texas, we have a very good climate for. Where is it? We don't know where they are. Tempranillo.
Tempranillo.
Tempranillo and Malbecs grow really well in Texas.
Okay.
Because I guess we have, I don't know, our climate's good for that. Those are grapes that really like hot weather. Tempranillo and Malbec. They like hot weather, so if you're gonna drink a wine from Texas, I would drink one of those, a Spanish grape.
Okay.
Oh, Tempranillo is a Spanish grape. Malbec is a French grape. But then we have.
In your opinion, the aging doesn't matter with the flavor, right? Like if a wine is made from the year 2013 compared to one of 1980,
or it can. Sure, it can.
Okay.
Sometimes, well, and it really depends on the winemaker too, because some wines are meant to be drunk the first year.
The first year, okay.
Yeah. So if it says 2013, it's going to taste best that year, 2013. But other wines are meant to last longer.
To last a little bit longer.
The taste will change, and you can taste it. Some wines, like, you'll open it and you'll drink it and you'll go, this wine is young. It's too young.
Okay.
It's not really ready yet. It needs to age a little bit more.
And because some others, if the years go by, they can turn into vinegar, right? I mean, some wines.
Exactly. What I like to do is go by, when I'm buying wine, I like to go by the 5-year rule. If the wine is older than 5 years old, I'm careful about it.
Okay.
Because about 90% of wines are meant to be drunk within 5 years.
Within 5 years, okay.
Yeah, if you buy a wine and it's $100, then they want you to keep it a little longer. Yeah?
Okay.
But all of this stuff matters. The grape matters, the alcohol content matters, the oak matters to aging a wine. Okay. Certain grapes don't age well. Gamay, Pinot Noir, they don't last long. A lot of white grapes don't last long in the bottle, but well, I'll show you an example.
Yes. Show me some examples.
This, which is like one of my favorite wines ever.
Okay.
This is a Spanish wine. It's a blend. It has
Perelada,
Garnacha
okay.
in it. It has also Cabernet in it. This is 2007. Okay.
2007. Okay,
So
got it.
this is past the 5-year mark, right? But it was oaked for 20 months. That's a long time especially for the price.
Okay.
So this wine tastes amazing. It's awesome. This
It's
is
awesome.
Like, yeah, it's awesome. I bought it like so many times. I love this wine. And
It has a sweet flavor, dark. Dry flavor.
It's dry, but it's
Dry.
really velvety. It's
Okay.
really, and you can taste that it's not young, that it's mature, and that it's been put in oak for a long time, and that
Okay.
it has a nice. It's not madurized, but it's like you can taste. I guess it has a little bit of oxidation. I don't know.
Okay,
It just
a little
tastes really nice. Yeah.
Okay.
So the fruits in it that maybe would be a plum or something, they become very like raisin flavors, caramel flavors, vanilla flavors, like dark fruit, black fruit.
Black
Say
fruit. Okay.
So, and what you can attribute it to is the oaking, because it was oaked for 20 months. Oak has natural preservatives in it.
Okay.
So it imparts those preservatives to the wine, so it's preserving itself. Also, the grapes used, like Garnacha, even
Garnacha
Cabernet
grapes.
and
Okay.
Syrah. Garnacha, Cabernet, and Syrah, all three of those are very strong grapes. They have armor. They have armor on.
Okay.
They have natural preservatives. So all those preservatives stay inside. So it keeps the wine from going bad for a longer amount of time. All of the preservatives are in the skin of the grape.
Okay.
All grapes have different skins.
Also, the weather has a lot to do, right? Or the soil, or the.
Oh, that'll affect the flavor a lot, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There are certain wines where, well, another Spanish wine.
I heard once that some wines, the grapes have to be frozen, right? For the flavor.
That happens it's called Eiswein. It's
Okay.
a German method.
Okay,
And
okay.
it's because what happens is it sucks all the water out of the grape and all the sugar lasts. So it makes very sweet white
Oh,
wines.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So we don't have any Eiswein here, but Germany makes really, really good sweet
Germany,
wine.
okay. The Riesling?
Yeah.
Flavors?
Riesling are here.
Okay.
It's a white grape.
From Spain we go to Germany, okay.
This is Germany, yeah. So, Germany has this, for
Like this
example.
one.
Yeah, these are all Rieslings. It's a white wine. It'll tell you Moselle. These are from the Moselle region,
Okay.
which is a little valley, just in the west.
Just in the west, okay.
West of Germany, and it's cold in Germany, so like they don't have a lot of red wine. They do make red wine. This is actually a sweet red from Germany.
Oh, a sweet red.
And this is
okay.
the grape. Dornfelder is the grape.
Wilhelm Bergman, okay.
And this is very popular. People love it. And then they have different levels. So what they do is they measure the ripeness of the grapes. So you'll see words like...
Oh, the measurements of the grapes, okay.
And so that shows you how rich or how sweet it's going to be, how much sugar. Because the longer it ripens, the more sugar it gets. So this is
Okay.
Cabernet, that's the driest.
The driest, okay, okay.
Cabernet means they harvested it younger. It didn't
Younger,
have
okay.
time to develop all that sugar.
Oh, wow, that's interesting, okay.
This is the middle, Spotlesse.
Spotless, okay.
Or Spotlise, I guess. My pronunciation is...
I don't know in German, yeah.
Spotlise, I think is how you... But it's in the middle. It's the middle ripeness.
The middle ripeness,
And this
okay.
is it's nice. It has very apple flavors to it. And then this one, Auslese, is it has been on the vine longer. It has developed more sugar. It's going to be nice and rich. Really, I
Okay.
mean, natural sweetness, really, really nice.
Natural sweetness,
So
okay.
they always do label it so you know what level of ripeness it is. They take that very, very seriously there.
When you buy some wine, okay.
And if you want to get an American Riesling, then Washington makes really good ones because you want to go for colder areas.
Okay.
Because yeah, white wines and sweet wines are much better in colder areas.
And they're not very expensive, that's what I'm saying.
No, not at all. This one's really good. See, this one doesn't have one of the words on the front, but it shows you on the back.
On the back, okay.
They'll do that sometimes too, so they can market it to a bigger
Okay.
audience, I guess. So you'll always see some kind of, this is the same level of sweetness as a Spotlise.
Okay, it's
They're
padres.
very nice, and these go really well with food too. You can have them. With spicy food.
Spicy
Maybe
food.
like a nice spicy seafood, or like spicy Asian food,
Okay.
Thai food or something
Thai
like that.
food and all that.
Because the sweetness
Oriental
and the
food.
cold, you drink it nice and cold.
Uh-huh.
It really it's so refreshing when you have it with like maybe spicy noodle soup or something.
Okay.
And you have this, or shrimp, spicy
Oh, that's
shrimp.
nice.
Yeah, it's great. It's really good. And then also by itself when it's hot outside and you sit outside.
Because I love food, as you can see. I need to lose some weight.
I like food too. I like food and wine go together.
Okay.
They go together. Absolutely.
That's something I would love to know, like which
Pairings.
wine to mix with the
Yeah,
food.
it's fun. It's really fun, and it's something you can experiment by yourself. You know.
Okay.
It's when I have when we do barbecues and we roast all the meat outside and stuff like that. I love to get Malbec or one of the Spanish wines I showed you, and it's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's perfect when you eat them side by side.
Uh-huh.
You taste all this other stuff in the wine. You taste all these different flavors.
Your palate, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and you go, wow, I didn't know.
The spots.
I didn't taste it before, but now I taste it.
Okay.
Really, really cool.
Like for some hamburgers on the grill, like which one? The Malbec would be a good choice.
You could do Malbec because, if you put it on the grill because it's nice and smoky, Malbec picks up that smoke really well. Or
Okay.
you could probably still do one of these Spanish wines. And then if you're I've told people before about the Merlots.
The Merlot. Oh, okay.
This is a great Merlot. Actually, that one's so nice. Just have it by itself.
Okay.
But Merlot is a laid back grape. It goes well with like tacos, like beef tacos, something like that. Laid back food.
Okay.
This laid back wine goes with laid back food. But you have to find your wine that you like and find what goes with it and play with it.
And just play with it. Okay.
Yeah, most of the time I drink wine I don't eat with it, but I love to pair things and play.
Mhm.
All that stuff, yeah. And some things don't go well at all.
Something
Some,
that. Okay.
some people like Merlot with dark chocolate. Some wines pair really well with dark chocolate, but to me that's a tricky one to try to find the right.
Yeah, right. Because
know,
dark chocolate is very.
If you
It's
get
not
it
sweet.
really, it has to be like a pretty bitter dark chocolate.
Yes.
So you have to find the right chocolate and then find the
The-
right.
the
because
right
what,
wine.
What happens sometimes is like I'll eat the chocolate and it brings out the acid. 'Cause you know how like if you eat chocolate and you drink orange juice or something, it's just like the acid is really bad. Sometimes that kind of thing happens. But then other times you think about like coffee and chocolate go really well together. The bitterness and the sweetness do something really nice.
Mhm.
So it's that kind of thing. Like it's just a fun. It's a fun. I don't know.
It's a fun
experience to
thing, I
play.
think. Yeah, it's a fun experience
Play with.
looking the right wine.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything. I mean, actually I don't like wine, but maybe it's because I haven't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
well, there are a
the.
lot of really bad wines,
Mhm.
and there are like so many different kinds of wine. There's semi-sweet wines, there's sweet wines.
Mhm.
And I would recommend trying a Riesling.
The Riesling,
Is
okay.
it's a beautiful flavor. It's not too sweet. It's not like syrupy sweet.
Mhm.
It's fruity. It's appley. It's pears. It's a really nice, pretty flavor, and it's not nobody's gonna be like, oh, Riesling.
Okay.
It's good, nice and sweet. But I've also told people to try Pinot Noirs if they haven't tried a lot of wine because it's light. It's not bitter. It's
Okay.
not so bitter. I've told people to try this one because that's so smooth, so easy to drink. But then maybe white wine is your thing too, and then Chardonnays, Sauvignon Blancs taste kind of like lemon though. So if you don't
Okay.
like that, some people like that, some people don't like it.
Some
If
people
you like
don't.
the grapefruit, the lemon taste, you want a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. But if you just want no acid,
Mhm.
like more like minerally,
Mineral.
then something like this, a Verdejo.
Okay.
The price is awesome on that too. That's a
$7,
Spanish
okay.
white wine. You
778.
don't get the acid. There's no acid. It's not sweet.
Arrumaco. Okay.
And that one's great. Pinot Grigio is also like that too. No acid, low acid, no sugar, but it's very crisp. It's very crisp and
Oh,
very
okay, okay.
refreshing.
Very crisp.
And then if you have a salad with or something like that, it's really, really, really nice
That's
when
it.
it's hot outside.
Okay.
And then Chardonnays are all over the place. Chardonnays can be, they can taste like apples, they can taste like a little, like vanilla, like butter.
Vanilla, okay, okay. I like that, the butter.
Or like kind of cheesy, like because Chardonnay gets oaked sometimes.
Okay.
When you oak Chardonnay, it does this, it gives it toasty flavor. The other thing they do to Chardonnay is they put it through malolactic fermentation. And what malolactic fermentation does is it takes malic acid. Malic acid tastes like green apples.
Okay.
That's its profile. It takes malic acid, turns it into lactic acid. Lactic acid tastes like butter.
Like butter, okay.
So what they do it for a reason. They do it because they don't want it to be very puckery, sour apple.
Sour, yeah.
Yeah, they want to bring that down. So they start doing this malolactic fermentation.
Okay.
When a wine tastes really buttery, people call it mallow. Like, this wine has mallow. They
Mallow,
mean
okay.
It tastes like butter. It has malolactic fermentation. That's what they mean.
Okay.
They really only do that to Chardonnay and red wine. They don't really do it to other white wines. So Chardonnay is kind of weird white wine because some people really like that and some people hate it. Like my mom, she hates that butter taste.
She hates the butter taste, okay.
Yeah, so she doesn't really drink Chardonnay. She doesn't like it. But Chardonnay by itself is a very neutral grape. Just regular.
Regular grape.
So so that's why, like, you can say, I don't like Chardonnay. But Chardonnay is a million different things. It's kind of like saying, I don't like sandwiches. Well, there are a lot of different kinds of sandwiches.
Yeah.
You know, Chardonnay is neutral. If you grow it in California, in Napa, it tastes different from if you grow it in Chile. You know?
Okay.
If you go it comes from France. It comes from Burgundy. I get
Burgundy? Okay, yeah. I think it's the name.
I think it comes from, yeah, I'm right. It comes from Burgundy. That's its home. It's kind of origin.
Okay.
But it's gone all over the world, so it can be whatever it needs to be. You know, for white wines, if they grow in a place with a lot of sun, then they're gonna get these pineapple flavors, oranges.
Oh wow, okay.
Fruity, really
fruity.
If they're in a cold place, they might, and they'll be more yellow when the sun hits them more. They'll be really golden colored, really like, and you can see it. Oh, let me show you actually.
Okay.
Let me show you the difference in colors, because it's kind of interesting. I'll show you with the Moscatos.
The Moscatos, okay.
Moscatos are sweet.
They're sweet. Oh, okay. Now I like this.
These are super sweet.
Okay.
This is a Moscato from, you can see the glass is totally clear. This is a Moscato from California.
California, okay.
You can see it's quite golden. And then this is a good example of a Moscato from, this is probably from Piedmont in Italy.
In Italy, okay.
I think it is. They grow a lot of them in, and you can see how pale it is. So what I would think is that this one has more fruit flavors, like more pineapple flavor, more big tropical fruit flavors than this one.
Than that one.
Yeah, and this one's very popular. They have it at Olive Garden. People love it. But
Okay.
it's a little bit like,
Moscatos.
for me, I taste a lot of honey. Pretty much just like honey, like sugar. I taste sugar. I don't taste a lot of,
that's nice.
yeah.
So I would like that one.
Yeah, no, you would. Moscatos are very nice. This is a Texas Moscato. This one has colored glass, so I don't know what color it is, but this one has high alcohol for a Moscato. It has a very ugly label, but this one's really good. Texas Moscato. But yeah, Moscato is an Italian term. The grape was Moscato.
I tasted once in Olive Garden. I think one. I don't know if it was a Moscato, but it has a blueberry taste flavor. It was
really?
very sweet.
I don't
Maybe
know.
not Moscato. I don't know, but it was very nice.
They have a bunch. Well, they also sell this one over there.
Okay.
This Poggio. Oh, and you can see on Italian wines. This is something about Italian wines. They have their little band.
The little band, okay.
And that's
Castello.
it's showing you this is to represent their standards of quality.
Okay.
You don't see it on all of them. You don't see it on this one. This one doesn't have it.
That one doesn't have it. Okay.
So they don't. There are all these standards for wine. Every country has them. Every region has them. Books this big on the rules that they have to follow. This one followed more rules, so they got this. That's their prize. So usually the price is a bit higher for it.
Not too much, 15 bucks.
Yeah,
but
not too much. And this one has it too. This is a DOCG. It's
Okay.
the denomination of origin
DOCG.
Controle Geografica. I'm
Okay.
not gonna say it. I'm not gonna try saying it.
Okay.
Italian.
No, actually, that's interesting because that's one of the homework we have to.
Oh really?
Also, like
that
to
stuff is so interesting.
like to read the label
Yeah.
of a wine, of a type of wine, whatever wine,
It's
like the
really
grape and what
interesting.
it come from, and if
Yeah.
it's red or white or.
All well, and you know, all countries have different rules about their labels as well. I showed you a little bit about the German wines. That's a rule that they have. In America, we only have three rules about what goes on the label. Like
Okay.
we have to have a name, like a just some kind of name, right? We have to show alcohol by volume. Let me show you one because this will have it all.
Okay.
So it shows you the name.
The name. Okay.
But it doesn't have to tell you the grape if they don't want to. They don't have to.
Oh, they don't have to.
They don't have to.
Okay.
It has to show you this, and usually you'll find it on the front of American wines. It has
Okay.
to show you alcohol by volume, and it has to show you. Where is it? So I know it's on here somewhere. Sometimes it has. If it contains more than 10 parts per milliliter,
Per milliliter,
it has
okay.
to show you contain sulfites.
Okay.
Oh, and here it is. It has to show you 750 milliliters.
750
so
millimeters. Okay.
The volume, the alcohol by volume,
Volume,
and just the name,
and
and
the
like
name.
where it's from. You know, like the.
And that's all. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to put a grape. You don't have to put like percentages of grapes.
Or the
you don't have to
vineyard,
put-
or you know.
Yeah, no, not at all. And in other countries, what they'll do, maybe I can show you with the French wines, because French is
Okay.
easy to. It's easy to read, kind of.
Kind of. Some.
Like for example, I'm looking for a good example. Maybe with the Bordeaux's.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, for sure. These are good examples because we
These
have several.
ones,
of them.
okay.
Okay, so you see, it shows you blah 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 Rothschild year, and then it says Bordeaux. Right?
Bordeaux. Okay.
So what they really care about in France is the climate, is the terroir, which
Okay.
is the earth where it's from, the vineyard is from. This just says Bordeaux. Bordeaux is pretty big. Bordeaux is a big area. It encompasses many appellations.
Okay.
So you can see this, and you can check the price too. $13. This is a good
13
one. by the
bucks.
way.
Okay.
But it's the appellation of Bordeaux Contrôlé is the
Appellation
one.
Bordeaux Contrôlé, okay.
These are the rules that they're under. It's very broad, okay? Because
Okay.
that means they can get grapes from anywhere in there. So it's not super controlled.
Okay.
So then you look up here.
That's the meaning. Okay.
This is the same winery, right? The same everything except it says the Madoc.
Madoc.
The Madoc
okay.
is part of Bordeaux. It's a sub-appellation of the larger Bordeaux appellation. So
Okay.
all of the rules are more intense because their grapes have to come from the Madoc. So it's really controlled. So the
Okay.
quality would be higher.
The
So
quality would be
the
higher,
price
so
is
it's
higher.
the price is higher, right? Okay.
And we have one more.
Wow,
but
that's
it's,
interesting. Okay.
But it's over because it's higher in price. I think.
Mhm.
Here. So then you see this same winery, same everything.
winery, okay.
But it says Pauillac.
Pauillac.
Pauillac is a tiny little sub-appellation of Bordeaux. So it's still Bordeaux. It's
See,
still Bordeaux.
okay.
It's this tiny little place. So the tinier it is, the more intense the rules become. And you can see the price.
And
of
also
this
the
is
price,
43.
right? 43.
So the price almost doubled each time.
Okay.
That makes it way more valuable because it's way more limited.
And the flavor,
So
right?
all the grapes have
it
to come
changes.
from that tiny little place.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure that it would be really fun to do like a tasting, like all three are Bordeaux wine, but it's Bordeaux.
Bordeaux. Okay.
So you can see it on American wines too, that if it says wine from California, it can be anywhere in California. The grapes can be anywhere in California. But then this one says Mendocino County. So a
Okay.
certain amount of the wine must come from just that place. They
From
cannot
just that place.
outsource. They
Okay.
can't outsource for grapes.
Okay.
So they keep a higher standard on their grapes. You know where the grapes are coming from. And, you know, like in France, that really matters to them. They don't think about the grape, they think about the grape as a vehicle for the earth.
Oh,
They're tasting
okay.
the earth.
Okay.
So if you say, what grape is this? They're like, we don't care. It's Pauillac.
Pauillac.
That's the
milk.
wine. In America, we say the wine is Merlot. The
Okay.
wine is a blend. We care a lot about the grape, what grape it is. They don't care. They say the grape is just the vehicle for you to taste the wine making.
The wine
And
making.
the terroir. They care a lot about terroir. That's old school wine. That's
Okay.
old world. To think like that. New world is it. We want. I like the way Merlot tastes. I'm gonna drink Merlot. There's no right or wrong. It's just they do have a very different
Very different.
thought process when it comes to winemaking. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the traditional way, but you know, America has beaten France before on taste tests, all kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
Well, the
A lot.
old school, the old world wine flavors are becoming less and less popular. New
Oh,
world
okay.
wine flavors are becoming more and more popular.
More popular now.
The number one exporter in the world is Australia.
Australia, okay.
But of course, you know, France still sells more wine.
Mm-hmm.
They have a big wine market. But the New World, Australia, Argentina,
Chile
America,
or
Chile,
yeah, Spain.
is
Well,
definitely-
Spain is Europe.
Spain is old world,
Mm-hmm.
but their flavors, Spain is using really modern methods for making wine, and a lot of their wines are tasting more and more New World.
Okay.
And that's even happening in France. They're starting to take notes from the New World.
From the New World. Okay.
Because we like to taste the fruits and the plums and the cherries and the
Oh yeah, I love those ones.
easy drinking. We don't want to taste the salt and the dirt and the mineral, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Okay.
why I told you, like, when I drink Bordeaux, I need food because I'm like, I've had some that I like, but some of them are they taste salty to me. I'm like, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't taste any fruit. I just taste like pencils and
I know,
salt
right?
and
Yeah.
acid and I'm like, I don't like this. When I drink like a Californian one, and then Californian ones, you don't have to decant it.
Mhm.
You just open it and drink it.
And that's
drink
it.
You
Yeah.
don't have to pour it. These Bordeaux, you have to decant every single one of them. You have to stir it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Give it
Okay,
some
okay.
time. Give it some time.
You just open whatever, you drink it.
Yeah. New World wines are like, just drink it right away. It's fun.
Mhm.
And they have more alcohol.
Okay. There's no like rule like to open the wine and to right and
No,
those
not
things.
really. Not really. I mean, yeah, if you're like in a restaurant, you're pouring for people. But when
Yeah.
you're just doing your own thing, like when a wine was too tight for me, sometimes I just shake it, put the cork back on, shake it.
And
shake it, shake it.
okay.
You could put it in a blender. It'll make it. It'll air it out.
Mhm.
Because wines do need to air out, but I love some of these. Like you don't have to air them out. You just drink them. You just drink them up. This is good too.
Just taste them and enjoy them. That's the thing.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, oh, why do I need a decant?
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what you slash. You know,
Got it.
that should help. Yeah. Anything
Okay.
else?
Nothing more, Miss Angela. Thank you very much for your time and for helping me here with my project in the school.